There is a 1 to 1 billion scale model of the solar system, nearly 6 kilometers in length, along Melbourne's coastline. Which other scale object is a short walk from the model sun, and why is it there? There is a 1 to 1 billion scale model of the solar system, nearly 6 kilometers in length, along Melbourne's coastline. Which other scale object is a short walk from the model sun, and why is it there?
Which other scale object? Is it at the same scale? Is it 1 to 1 billion as well?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
So then it's going to have to be something giant, otherwise it'd be...
Yeah, because Australia normally goes the other way. Australia has a lot of big things. Like there was a fad in the 20th century, I'm not sure any more precise than that, where a lot of Australian towns just decided that their local landmark was going to be the big chicken or lobster or penguin or whatever the local mascot was, whatever the local food stuff was, they would just build a giant fiberglass version of it, and that was their landmark. However, the scale's the wrong way for that. My brain was like running through the ones I've seen on the Great Ocean Road, and it's like, I can't.
Unless there's a bit of navel gazing going on, and it is actually Australia. Because, 1 to 1 billion is going to be pretty small, right? But I like the idea that it's like, right, that's exactly where the sun is, and that's exactly where Australia is. And in there, that's the giant chicken.
It's actually just a chicken. They've just taken a regular chicken.
Yeah.
But a billion times bigger in this universe, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it specifically 1 to 1 billion? Or could it be like 1 billion to 1? Because I was thinking, like, what if it was like a giant cell? Oh. Like something that's micro, you know?
That's a clever idea. Unfortunately, it is still the same scale. So it is still 1 to 1 billion. But that would be a fun way to do it.
Okay.
Is it a celestial object?
It is a celestial object.
It's got to be something on a giant scale, like you said, Hannah. Like, it's got to be something that you can see when it's a billion times smaller.
Is it? But I want to know if it's near the sun, right? So, okay, what celestial object is near the sun? If this is a scale model, you've got to have something that should be there, presumably.
Relatively speaking, like Earth. If you're building a 6-kilometer model, Earth's still going to be within the first 500 meters, maybe the first 200 meters.
I feel as though that would be too easy an answer for this game.
Oh, yeah, it's not that. But it's like, is there something like that? But what else is there that's at that scale?
The stars? Like the map of the stars? Or meteors?
Is it important that it's in Melbourne? Like, there's an Australian connection here, surely.
And I wish that there were an Australian connection, but no, it is indeed nothing related to that. But Lily, I wouldn't say that you're on the right track potentially there.
Could it be something that is passing by? So something that is like maybe what about Voyager, which is launched from the Earth and is off on its way out, but it went in the other direction, didn't it?
No, that's that. And again, it'd have to be a billion times smaller. At which point you're like, at atomic scale, surely. Maybe they've built something that is that small. Like, you need to get a microscope to actually look at this thing. They've not just installed the tiny thing somewhere there. They've installed a microscope so people can look down at the tiny thing and go, "This is the scale."
That. If I were the designer, I'd say that would be a great idea, but I don't believe that that's what they went with. I think you should pitch that to them as another fun little thing to add, because I think that sounds great. I would love that if I went there. So it is, you had talked a little bit about Earth and things like that, but I will tell you that this object is positioned between the sun and Mercury. And again, Lily, you are on the right track when it comes to star stuff.
So is it solar flares?
It's not solar flares, but that's, I would say that it is something that I want you to think about this in terms of how you're traveling in that distance on that 1 to 1 billion scale.
Hold on a minute. Is this just a pop culture reference rather than something that's actually physically in the solar system? It's a starship of some kind. It's something from science fiction. It's something. They'd all have to be so tiny, though.
It's just Hugh Jackman standing next to the sun because he's one of Australia's biggest stars. That's really all that it comes down to. You figured it out.
Is it a Dyson sphere? Is it how we might harvest energy from the sun?
I would love it if it were a science fiction. And here's what our plans for, building that Dyson sphere around the sun to become infinitely powerful.
No, wait. You said early on it's definitely a celestial body of some kind. It is some big star-shaped thing. So what fits between the sun and Mercury that's that big?
Now, I'll give you another hint there and say that yes, it is a star-shaped object indeed. But again, when we're thinking about the scale and how you're walking to it, think about it as to just how far you could be traveling on that scale.
Oh God. Okay.
How you could be traveling? What? So, as in, if you were, well, you're now an absolute. Oh, I know. Is it a rubber sheet?
No, it's not a rubber sheet.
Where you're
just to do the gravity,
because you're then a billion times bigger. Is it to do with you being a billion times bigger?
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Hold on. There are multiple routes you could take to get there, and in theory, if you walked the long way round, if you walked all the way round the planet, which is about, I'm doing vague calculations in my head, but like, did they put Alpha Centauri next to the sun? Because at that scale, if you walked all the way around the planet, that would be the nearest star.
Oh, that's cute.
That's correct. It's Proxima Centauri.
Oh,
you nailed it.
Proxima Centauri. Okay.
Proxima Centauri.
That's cute.
Wow.
It was indeed that, because at this scale, 1 million kilometers in space is equivalent to 1 meter on the model. So if the model of the sun is 1.4 meters wide, and the distances between the planet models are also correct. But after the sun itself, the next nearest star is Proxima Centauri, which is over 40 trillion kilometers away from us. But on the model scale, that's about 40,000 kilometers, which just happens to be
which is about the circumference of the Earth. Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay.
It's tricky, though, because again, I ran in, as I was reading the same question, I was like, there's nothing that big. There can't be anything between. I learned the solar system in elementary school, and I know that there's nothing between Mercury and the sun. Come on.
What an absolute fluke that it happens to be. That's a really extraordinary bit of serendipity, isn't it?